Hi there. This lesson today is for the golfer that's built some confidence into his sand game and can get the ball out of the bunker and onto the green with no worries anymore. But what they want to do is go ahead and improve your shot making skills and get the ball closer to the hole in order to make those one putts, make those sandy up and downs. That's going to lower your score. Really what we want to do here is we want to lower your handicap by improving your shots onto the green by getting them closer to the hole, right? And the best way to do that out of the sand is by knowing how to control your distances, how to alter your distance out of the sand. I'd say there's 3 ways that I'd tell you to change your distances. The first way is maybe the most obvious. It's simply just by changing clubs. I've got 2 clubs in my hand here, very different clubs. One's a 58-degree, kind of a sand and lob wedge combined. And the other one's just a simple pitching wedge. Okay? And the difference here, obviously, is the loft. But what we can do when we hit the sand shots is we can maybe square up our sand wedge to take some loft off of it, as opposed to playing it open like you would with a typical bunker shot. Or you could even club up to a pitching wedge or a gap wedge, or in some cases even a 9-iron. You may have been told, or you may feel yourself, that the 40-yard bunker shot is the toughest shot in golf. Well, it becomes a lot easier if you just go ahead and club up to the pitching wedge and make that same swing. Okay? So that's the first way, and probably the most obvious way to change your distance. It's generally used for, like I said, a longer shot. Second way is probably the most common way to change distances. It's by changing the length of your swing, and more in particularly, changing your finish position. Okay, we always want to make, I'm going to get rid of this pitching wedge here, we always want to make sure we make a big enough backswing to get some speed in order to go through the sand, but where we finish is going to dictate how far the golf ball is going to go. Okay, so a full bunker shot that I want to hit maybe 20 yards or so, I'm going to go ahead and make a nice big full swing here. Okay, with a full finish all the way up over my shoulder and a nice big body turn. Okay, a mid-length shot, maybe a 10-yard, 15-yard shot, and everybody's different, so there's no specifics here, but a mid-length bunker shot might have a swing that looks like this, where you finish just over the shoulder here, you kind of hold off and finish a little bit, but you make a good body pivot. And to hit that shorter shot, where you just get it out of the bunker and maybe on a downhill, fast green, the hole's cut pretty close to the edge of the green, you might even finish a little bit shorter. You might make that same backswing, but then finish right in here somewhere, just to get the ball out of the bunker and to roll slowly. Okay, so that's the second way to change distance. 1, change club. 2, change the length of your finish. Now the third way would be what we call the angle of attack. Okay? Now this is probably the least used, but it could be very effective, and it will really build on your repertoire of golf shots around the green. You can become a much better shot maker. And we're going to look at these 2 shots as a U-shaped swing versus a V-shaped swing. First way, if I want to hit a nice long shot here that might run out when it hits the green, say the hole's on the other end of the green there, and you like using your sand wedge here, what you might do is just go ahead and set up. You might want to take what we call a shallower angle of attack, where the club's coming in more at a shallower angle. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a little less sand. It's not going to penetrate as deep into the sand, and it's going to be a fuller swing. The ball's going to come out with a flatter trajectory, and it's going to roll a little bit further. So let me demonstrate that shot here. This is, like I said, a U-shaped swing here. Okay, nice long finish. That ball traveled a good 30 yards or so by making more of a shallower swing angle. Now, the other shot here is a V-shaped swing. Now this shot might be if we're just off the green, hole's cut close, I need to get the ball to stop really quick. Okay, now this one here, I open up the face, I'm going to really pick the club up abruptly. And when I finish, it's going to finish with another wrist hinge here. I'm going to hinge my wrist after making contact, so I make a V-shaped motion. Now let's just watch this motion here. Okay, that ball flew about 5 yards, then rolled out another about 5 feet or so. So go ahead and add to your repertoire, practice all 3 of these scenarios, all 3 of these different shots, and you may be able to help your short game along the way. Thank you.